Fantastic. That was a wonderful melody that you've just played for us. And of course, I'd like you to actually kick us off. You know, we have officially started hashtag Fridays, and it's a beautiful day today. I mean, it's been a wonderful day, save for the, of course, the coronavirus case, but you know, we can always find hope and a wonderful time right here at TV47. Welcome once again. So Ryan, you are an artist and you're a guitarist more specifically. So first of all, just begin by telling me a little bit about yourself, your story. You're an up-and-coming artist. Talk to me about that.
First of all, my name is Ryan Meloman.
Oh, so it's Meloman. Okay, not Meloman.
Yeah.
All right, okay, thank you.
I'm a fingerstyle guitarist. That basically means I make my guitar sing. I do not sing, I do not rap, I do not use my vocals. I make my instrument sing. So I'm not an everyday type of guitarist.
Right.
So I've been playing guitar for about 3 years right now and performing for like 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm working on an album, a fingerstyle album. That's an album with no vocals. If I'm successful to launch it, I'll be the first Kenyan to actually do it. It's an album with fingerstyle pieces, no vocals, just guitar.
Why is it taking so long for, you know, that to be achieved? The mere fact that you've said fingerstyle being you only use your fingers and no singing. Why is it that there's been no one like that in Kenya before?
I think creating a fingerstyle, an instrumental piece is a bit harder than a normal song with vocals. I think, I'm not sure if it's the case with everyone, because with instrumental piece you're expressing emotions directly to melody. It's not like, with vocals you can cheat, like you can use lyrics and words, you can cheat, but with instrument you're expressing the emotion as it is into melody. So if the emotion does not come out perfectly with the right melody, it's hard to get that right melody.
Play me a melody that is your most recent composition.
Like whatever you played, you just play those.
Is your latest one?
That's from.
Oh wow!
Album. That's a
okay.
Album.
All right.
But I also cover popular songs.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Play me a cover. Play me a cover. You know what? I may even sing. You never know.
You love Ed Sheeran.
Yeah. I like Ed Sheeran. I think everyone loves Ed Sheeran. He's quite good. Yeah.
I'll play Perfect by Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
So I'll actually make the guitar sing. I won't use my vocals.
Okay.
So from verse 1. Okay, I'll do an intro. To play the guitar? When did you discover it was your interest, your passion? 3 years ago, I used to play keyboard first. I used to play keyboard in a band, but the guitarist in our band, may his soul rest in peace, he's the one who inspired me to want to play guitar. Because there's a silly reason, but all the girls liked him.
Oh, okay. So it's because of the ladies that you decided to learn and to actually start playing.
That was a reason, but not the main reason. But the guitar is portable. You can play it anywhere. You don't have to plug it in. So 3 years ago, when our band broke up, I couldn't access a keyboard, so I picked up a guitar and I just played guitar normally. Like I just played rhythm while people were singing until I met a guitarist called Acoustic.
Okay, Acoustic.
Who inspired me to now start the art of making the guitar sing. That's fingerstyle guitar. Yeah. That's the art of making the guitar sing. You don't use your vocals.
Yeah.
You don't rap, like you make the guitar sing the song. You can hear the lyrics of the song.
Yeah. Okay, just to ask you this question, to throw it out there. Don't you think that, you've been able to play for so many different audiences.
Yeah.
Have you found that maybe sometimes when you continue to play and there's no vocals, do people enjoy it more than when there is vocals, or do they enjoy it less than now that there's no vocals?
I get different reactions every time. There are people who maybe are on a date, they don't want a lot of noise, but they want some music. So those type of people love my music, or the people who actually play an instrument love my music. But they are all type, okay, I wouldn't say all, but classical, okay, I don't know how to describe them, but some people want to hear vocals.
Right.
Like instruments on their own sound incomplete to some people. But then that's not my target audience. You can't make everyone happy. Like, despite you giving it your all, there's some people who won't be satisfied, but you can't satisfy them. You can't dumb down your work for them. You just do what you do. The people who like the specific thing that you're doing, maybe, yeah, they'll get you more fans.
Right. And, reading about actually looking at some of your work online, it's evident that, you're into French and you've been doing a few pieces in French, right? And so you can speak French?
I teach French.
You teach French. And so first, before you even play me a piece in French, perhaps you can say, first of all, talk to me in French. Say something like, welcome to Friday, right here on TV47, the home of Untold Stories.
Okay, speaking to okay. Bienvenue à where should I look? Which camera?
That's this camera.
Okay. Bienvenue à Friday. What?
On TV47, the home of Untold Stories.
Oh, bienvenue à Friday sur TV 47.
The home of Untold Stories.
Oh, the home of Untold Stories. La maison des histoires, quoi. Des histoires, quoi. Je ne suis pas sûr comment je peux dire ça, mais bienvenue sur cette chose. On a beaucoup de. Nous sommes ravis de vous avoir ici.
Yes.
C'est ça ce que je peux dire, mais je ne sais pas ce que je peux dire maintenant.
Okay.
Do you speak French?
I do not speak French, and I hope you said.
Why would you do that?
Yeah. I mean, that was really good. So as we take a break, we're about to take a short break. I just want you to finish us off and lead us into the next session with a wonderful piece of yours that you've done a cover in, or perhaps you played something that's in French. And as we take this short break, ladies and gentlemen, our discussion for today is centered around cyberbullying. And of course, you can begin to interact with me on 22047. You can also call me on the number that appears in the bottom of your screen, that's bottom right. And also on Twitter, please use the hashtag Friday and engage with me. The question of the day today is, have you ever been cyberbullied? And share your story. So have you ever been cyberbullied? Share your stories. We'd like to hear your story, your experience, and how it felt for you to go through that. So please take it away.
Finish perfect.
Yes.
Peterson, tumefutwa wote.
Yawa, pia wewe?
Tumeachiliwa.
Si pia wewe unaweza anzisha biashara yako?
Na hii economy venye iko tough sana.
But not too tough for Mwananchi Credit.
Tutafanya aje?
Si niko na 5 good cars. We can get a quick logbook loan approved within 6 hours.
Nataka kuanzisha salon na spa. Hii haitatosa.
Si tuko na title deeds pay. We can still get more money using them. Get a quick approval within 6 hours using your logbook or title deed. Do not get stuck. Call Mwananchi Credit today. Si nilikwambia.
You are Nyamara big smart jok.
Mwananchi Credit, investor in people.
I think the skills you develop and the drive you develop is what matters. Because if you get your opportunity, no one will give you the next level. You have to fight for it.
Young people who are in the education system, they are the very lucky people because you have a card that can speak for you. I am a student. Can I do this? I am a student. Can I do this? You have a card that can speak for you.
We're the ones who are going to live through this country for the next 50 years. And it's something that needs to be fixed today. And so I think the ones who should be championing in terms of having a better country and pushing for equality is young people.
The parents probably went to school in 1980, 1962. During those times you had a degree, you are a provincial administrator. Immediately.
Yes.
Right now, I cannot imagine how many mathematicians graduated last year December. I cannot imagine.
And so we need to realize that the situation is dire. And sometimes even our office WhatsApp group, we get DMs of people crying because they are jobless. And it's depressing to the point where they're telling you they are going to commit suicide.
We would not be having this conversation if 20 years ago the nation had this conversation about what work would look like.
On this particular program, the hashtag to use as always is hashtag Youth Connect, and my name as always is Eugene Adnangwe. Josephine Ouko is actually helping us to interpret this through sign language.
I believe my siblings are now 20 million richer.
What does it take to run a successful business?
A lot of discipline, one, and a lot of open discussions.
Don't solely rely on it.
And more so, when the business is a family business.
They must start the business they know.
And if you're not enjoying it, leave it, move on to something else.
For me, I always tell people prayer is the key thing.
Let's not lie about it. It's really hard work.
On this show, I took up the challenge of revealing the secret of running successful family empires that thrive for generations.
Join me, Vanessa Ndavi, as we explore the family business world and make sense of it all. Only on TV 47.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for choosing to join me. Now it's round about that time where we kick off our discussion and our debate about tonight's pertinent topic on cyberbullying. And our question of the day today is, have you ever been cyberbullied? Have you ever been cyberbullied? You can share your story on 22047, or you can actually call in on the number that appears on the bottom right of your screen, or use the hashtag on Twitter Friday so we can engage. Now, I have a panel with me that will actually help me discuss and find solutions towards this particular topic, and I'll start from my nearest right. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Neema Bosibori. I hope I said it correctly. Twitter influencer, Karibu Sana. Then we've got Claire Bosire. You've been here before. You're a psychologist and a counselor. You're most welcome. And then finally, I've got Mr. Robert Burale. Thank you so much. A coach, a preacher, a motivational speaker. You are most welcome. Now, cyberbullying has been a pertinent topic and a very alarming topic over the years. And so we just want to kick off by first understanding what it is that cyberbullying really entails and what it constitutes. So just start off with a quick definition here. Cyberbullying is bullying that takes place of digital devices like cell phones, computers and tablets. Cyberbullying can occur through SMS, text and apps, or online in social media forums or gaming, where people can view, participate in or share content. Now, cyberbullying includes sending, posting or sharing negative, harmful, false or mean content about someone else. It can include include sharing personal or private information about someone else, causing embarrassment or humiliation. Now, I just want us to actually delve into this topic right now and kind of just understand. Perhaps I can start with you, Claire Bosire. How do you determine that you're actually being bullied? When do you begin to say, all right, now this is cyberbullying?
Well, I look at it as a form of abuse. So I determine that I'm being bullied when I feel attacked, assaulted, when I feel psychologically not at ease with like the mean words that are being spoken to me. And basically emotionally, I'll be feeling angry, bitter, annoyed, then that is bullying.
All right, when you begin to feel emotionally bullied and the like. So maybe Mr. Roberts, you can talk to me about what is your opinion on self-inflicted cyberbullying. Say, for example, you post something online and nobody likes or comments or talks about what you've posted, and a lot of people have that need for, you know, appreciation and recognition online. What about the self-inflicted cyberbullying?
Actually, that for me is not even cyberbullying. That is a lack of identity. If you post things for the likes, then you have a problem. You post things because you understand that you have content that people will consume. Now, if people not liking or commenting on what you have posted hurts you, then first and foremost, you're not supposed to be on social media. You need to come to us, we talk to you about identity and purpose, and then we can release you to go back to social media. You understand what I'm saying? But sadly, this generation that is on right now live and wake up for the likes. If they don't get the likes, they get depressed, they get hurt, they get angry. So if anybody thinks that's cyberbullying, you need to go back to the drawing board.
Right. Do you agree with that, Bosibori? Because at the end of the day, remember, to be an influencer, you need those likes, you need those comments, and you need a following that can actually appreciate your brand, and now you can actually make sense on social media. Do you really agree with that?
Yes, to some extent, yes, I agree. But then we are teenagers, we are young people. We definitely, you'll feel good when you get the likes. You'll feel in a certain way. Of course, it's not like a problem of self-identity. But to some extent, when you don't get the likes it's very normal for a human being to feel bad in a certain way.
So what has your experience been like, knowing that you've come from a place where you were once cyberbullied and body shamed, and even, so to speak, at some point you participated in something along the lines of speaking about an artist in the industry right now. Let me just say his name, that's Steve Simpleboy, and came back and actually apologized for it. So you've not only felt it firsthand, but you've also sort of participated in it. So tell me about your experience.
Oh, you say online, specifically Twitter. There's lots of cyberbullying. It's among the top apps which has a wide range of cyberbullying. And to correct you first, okay, that account wasn't for Steve Simpleboy, and I apologized. So in the online space, you're prone to get mean comments. Yes, you're prone to get name calling. You're prone to get. You can be ready for anything. You don't expect people, when you post a picture or say something, not everyone will agree with you. And accepting it and coping with it, in a way, there will be negative comments. There's nothing you can do when someone compare something negative. So I think at some point as a person, I felt bad before I even had to go for counseling sessions because I was so light. But then I've come to understand with time, cyberbullying will always be there.
So now that it will always be there, and you know, the government is trying to make strides towards remedying the situation, but really it's not very clear. And perhaps even as we have this discussion, we can take a look at what's enshrined in the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act number 5 of 2018. If my director can actually pull that on the screen as it plays right now, just to see exactly what is it that is written as far as the misuse and abuse of the internet. But even as that comes on right now, as my director does that, what can really be done? I mean, you've talked about this is an issue that's always been there, it will always be there. Yeah. So is there anything that can be done when you come to the vast playing field of internet? Maybe you can say something on that?
Well, the current world we are in, I would say there's a lot of use of internet, and it's accessible really to like almost everyone. It is becoming like almost the most common or popular method of communication. Talk about WhatsApp, talk about Facebook. This is how young people today are communicating. And you know, you cannot really influence whether people are gonna like you or not. That is one of the things that is not so very much within our control. And I think the best way to help is help the individuals themselves. As Burale pointed out earlier, when people feel bullied and attacked in the social media, first off, they put themselves out there. And secondly, the comments that they put there, you cannot really control what people are going to say about the same. So it is really about yourself.
And sorry to cut you short, but you said it's about what you put out there. But then maybe, Robert, you can talk to me about this. What if you're the one who is putting all this information out there, your private information, as well as what perhaps you feel isn't necessary to be private? So your private information and your public information, so you've put it out as an individual. Shouldn't you be accountable for it? Or even if you put it out there, whose mistake is it then? At what point then would you say, now this is cyberbullying, and yet you did it yourself?
First and foremost, your private information that you put out there is not necessarily bad. You understand? But every time you post something on social media, whether good, bad, respectable, you have lost all control over how people will perceive it. Now, you got to understand, social media is a vast market, for lack of a better word. It's like entering into a den of lions. You can even wake up and say, good morning, Facebook family. Some will say good morning. Others will tell you, don't you have anybody else to say hi to? You know, peleka ujinga kwingine. Now, what you got to understand is that people on social media for various reasons. One, other people are there to receive information and try to make their life better. Two, others are there to bring other people down because they don't feel good about themselves. Three, others are just to have fun. Now, if you get a good comment, don't think you are immune to a bad comment. So when the good comes, appreciate. When the bad comes, keep your chin up. You understand? But yes, sometimes people do post things that are necessary. You can't post kissing your wife or your husband over the top, because especially in this side of the world, we are very African because of our culture.
Do you agree with that? Sorry to interrupt you,
Yes.
Mr. Robert. Do you really agree that, I mean, now the millennials tend to do such things and post with their spouses and loved ones and show off? I mean, shouldn't you have the right to do such a thing anyway?
Yeah, I think especially so many young people want to show other people, like, it's a form of showing other people like you're happy in a certain way.
So it's absolutely fine if you choose to do it or not?
Yeah, you can choose to post, you can choose not to post. Why not post if you want to post?
But there are boundaries, you know. I think a healthy individual needs to have healthy boundaries, because there is the personal space and then there is the me that is out there. Surely I cannot just display everything of mine out there. That goes to show there is something wrong with me as an individual.
I'll give you a case study of an individual who is a public figure, and she was trying to portray a certain lifestyle that is not really real. And a lot of people, much as she's in a position of being known, a lot of people were Kenyans on Twitter and so on and so forth were bashing her for doing so. And at the end of the day, she went back into depression and the likes. But at the end of the day, she actually made that initiative to put out that kind of information. So Robert, where is the problem? What is wrong, and why do young people still go ahead and do this? And not just young people, because in this case, this was a person who was not even
It's because we want acceptance. And likes does not guarantee acceptance. Somebody just was in free Wi-Fi network and just pressed the button like. You understand? Acceptance from the outside forces, yet you don't accept yourself, is a recipe for danger. You understand? So when people do such things, and by the way, maybe that person was bashed because she's a public figure. And even some of the people who are bashing her have also portrayed something that is not real in their social media platforms. The difference is that they are not as public as maybe this other person, whoever you're talking about. You understand what I'm saying? So what you got to understand is, first, people have committed suicide because of social media bashing. It goes back to identity. I think the first thing is, I have been cyberbullied. I mean, I've been abused. You understand? But there are the people who are also blessed by some of the things I put out there. Now, why was it easy at the beginning? Absolutely not. It was difficult. But with time, you get to a place you're like, first and foremost, never ever waste your time responding to somebody hating on you. Never. Because that is the fuel that catapults them to the next stage. You understand?
Right.
Build your thick skin. The cyber bullies will always be there. And they're there. Some of them are there because they're idle, but others don't feel good about themselves, so they need to bring somebody else to their level because they want company of misery.
Right. I want you to actually talk about how you dealt with it, because now we're trying to find solutions.
Okay.
And we're trying to understand, where do you begin? You're being talked about, you're in a public position, or perhaps even you're not known, and somehow people in your circle. Cyberbullying has been reported even from primary and high school going on. You'll find that people, when they bully you online, it will affect you either way. So let's talk about a little bit about the solutions, and maybe I can throw it to you.
Well, first, before we get the solutions, you see, the society has placed it in a certain way that they want to see a certain lifestyle from you, not really a certain lifestyle, but then there's a certain picture people post. Most teenagers, my age mates, they do it so that they show the society what they want to see.
So it's the society that's causing them to go out there and do that.
Yeah. But then the negative comments will always be there, and I've been in the same situation. And it was tough for me. It was very tough because I think it was my first time to get bullied online. So I had to go for sessions, counseling sessions.
Right.
I went for sessions, and I've come to realize with time, it's like a blockage you put in front of yourself, so that when the negative comments come, it's like you don't allow the comments to come to get into me. So I just place a block in front of my face like this. So when most people who bully online, they have that negative energy and they're looking for someone to vent it on. So unblocking it is the best. It works for me.
So let's hold that thought right there. And we're about to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more on this particular topic and find more solutions towards how people can begin to manage and actually control themselves when it comes to playing that role, even to just cyberbully somebody, or when you are being cyberbullied. Do stay with us.
Linalowapa vijana nafasi ya kuchangia kwa mada inayowaathiri.
Vijana tukishikana, we can bring a revolution. Tunaweza geuza serikali sahihi, lakini serikali yenyewe haiwezi kubali.
Tunazungumza kuhusu ajira, afya, uongozi, ukuzaji wa talanta pamoja na masuala ibuka katika jamii. Ni mazungumzo bora inayofungua mlango wa suluhisho kwa masuala tata miongoni mwa vijana. Ungana nami Paul Kirovi kila siku ya Jumatano kuanzia saa 12 hadi saa 1 jioni katika kipindi cha Vijana Mashinani. Wakati wetu ni sasa.
Kutoka maeneo mbalimbali nchini tunatamba,
na pia ni kuone ukiogelea kidogo tu.
Kuogelea?
Tunasaka, tunazungumza.
I have ridden to school using my father's bicycle.
Ili mradi kukufahamisha wewe katika kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi.
Nina balance. Uzuri ni kwamba mke wangu pia anafanya kazi. Usinipite Mwokozi, unisikie.
Katika ari na ukakamavu tunawapata. Tunaangazia viongozi waliokuwepo na waliopo kutoka kaunti zote 47 pasi kubagua wala kuchagua. Ungana nami Elizabeth Mtuku kila siku ya Jumatano saa 2 kamili katika kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi.
Hey, Sospitason, tumefutwa wote.
Yawa, pia wewe?
Tumeachiliwa.
Si pia wewe unaweza anzisha biashara yako?
Na hii economy venye iko tough sana.
But not too tough for Mwananchi Credit.
Tutafanya aje?
Si niko na 5 good cars. We can get a quick logbook loan approved within 6 hours.
Nataka kuanzisha salon na spa. Hii haitatosa.
Si tuko na title deeds pay. We can still get more money using them. Get a quick approval within 6 hours using your logbook or title deed. Do not get stuck. Call Mwananchi Credit today. Si nilikuambia.
You are a big smart joke.
Mwananchi Credit. Investor in people.
The skills you develop and the drive you develop is what matters. Because if you get your opportunity, no one will give you the next level. You have to fight for it.
Young people who are in the education system, they are the very lucky people because you have a card that can speak for you. I am a student. Can I do this? I am a student. Can I do this? You have a card that can speak for you.
We're the ones who are going to live through this country for the next 50 years. And it's something that needs to be fixed today. And so I think the ones who should be championing in terms of having a better country and pushing for equality is young people.
The parents probably went to school in 1980, 1962. During those times you had a degree, you are a provincial administrator. Immediately.
Yes.
Right now, I cannot imagine how many mathematicians graduated last year December. I cannot imagine.
And so we need to realize that the situation is dire. And sometimes even our office WhatsApp group, we get DMs of people crying because they are jobless. And it's depressing to the point where they're telling you they are going to commit suicide.
We would not be having this conversation if 20 years ago the nation had this conversation about what work would look like.
On this particular program, the hashtag to use as always is hashtag Youth Connect, and my name as always is Eugene Adnangwe. Josephine Ouko is actually helping us to interpret this through sign language.
I believe my siblings are now 20 million richer.
What does it take to run a successful business?
A lot of discipline, one, and a lot of open discussions.
Don't solely rely on it.
And more so, when the business is a family business.
They must start the business they know.
And if you're not enjoying it, leave it, move on to something else.
For me, I always tell people prayer is the key thing.
Let's not lie about it. It's really hard work.
On this show, I took up the challenge of revealing the secrets of running successful family empires that thrive for generations.
Join me, Vanessa Njavi, as we explore the family business world and make sense of it all. Only on TV47.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me tonight right here on TV47. Remember, the hashtag for the day is Friday, and you can interact with me on 22047 or on social media platforms, that's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We are discussing cyberbullying, and of course our question of the day is, have you ever been cyberbullied? And you can also reach out or call in on the number that appears on the bottom right of your screen. Now, I have just been joined by Mr. Rama Olwoch, and you are a vlogger. And Karibu Sana, we're really happy that you could join us. First of all, where were you today? I mean, honestly, the world is talking about coronavirus. Are you okay? Is everything fine? What's going on?
Yeah, so I've been in traffic for, I think, in total about 2 hours.
Wow.
From the evening. It's almost as if where I live, there's a panic to buy hand sanitizers, toilet paper, and just stock up on stuff. And it's unfortunate that it's happening because most of the supermarkets tend to be 24/7. So from around 4:30, everyone has just been rushing. Let's go to the supermarket. There are about 6 supermarkets on my way home. So it's just been a headache for me.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And, you know, we're talking about cyberbullying. And first of all, we'd like to actually take a look at a very short package that we prepared. And then we can have a look at some views from Rwanda and what actually they're experiencing. Thank you very much, Diana. Let's play that package right now.
All right, coming all the way from Kigali, Rwanda, we are now joined by Uncle Austin, a musician and a radio host here in Rwanda. He's going to talk to us a little bit on his thoughts and views and opinions on cyberbullying. Thank you so much for having this interview with us.
Thank you for having me.
How high is the rate of cyberbullying here in Rwanda, especially for socialites and musicians and famous people like you?
Frankly, I think it's very high. It's very high compared to the past couple of years. It has actually really gone so high in the past 3 years, I should say. It's really high.
Have you personally experienced cyberbullying, and how was it like for you?
I have a couple of times. Being a celebrity and being a popular guy, you always know you're going to face it. And I have, and it was bad. If it's not for the fainted, if for the faint-hearted, you know. So if you know you have that thing about you, you would easily lose it. Yeah.
What do you think are the major causes of this kind of issue? What do you think would make someone go behind the camera and behind their computer and decide to write negative stuff and attack a popular, famous person on social media?
There's so many reasons. People are sad, you know, they're individually sad or depressed, jealousyness, and other silly reasons that I can't actually name out. But I think people, when they feel jealous about something, some people, when they actually look at you, they feel like, I don't think he should be better than me in A, B, C, D.
What do you think, lastly, what do you think should be done to minimize this kind of issue?
First, I think you see, like the same way we have IDs and the phone number. You know, if something is done with your phone number, you can easily be tracked and know who did that. But opening an account on Twitter, somebody can just call themselves 24, you know, and then who is behind that? But if there was a way, like the social media platforms, if they could at least, each person that uploads or opens an account uses his ID or passport. I mean, that person will not go behind the computer to abuse you because they'll be knowing it's this person. When one person can open 20 accounts, and then they go behind the computers, abuse you using one account, they will also go use the other 20 or 19. It would seem like the whole country hates you, yet it's actually one particular person doing this.
Thank you.
Right, that was Uncle Austin, who is a radio personality in Rwanda. And I want to direct this first question to you, Rama. Do you think we're missing the point and we're missing the mark when it comes to, as a nation, in terms of addressing this? Because it seems like it's not just a regional problem, it's international, and it's being faced across the globe. So do you really think we're missing the mark when it comes to finding the solution?
I think we are, because we don't give it the seriousness it deserves, first. You know, when people talk about cyberbullying, nobody really thinks of themselves as a cyberbully. You always think, oh yeah, I'm just 2 tweets, like just banter. I mean, this guy will be fine. Then remember, like, you have like 100 people saying it's just 2 tweets. And there's someone who has to read those comments, think about what you've said to them, and you get to have the rest of your day, you go about the rest of your day being fine. That person has to sit and just think about what you've told them. So, and words really cut. So I really don't think that, we are looking at it and giving it the seriousness it deserves.
Right. And maybe just want to throw this back to Mr. Robert Burali. Online platforms, including Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, have actually, have provisions towards maintaining and mitigating, rather, cyberbullying. You can actually report if you feel like you're being bullied by someone. But is this measure really enough when you look at what those platforms have done in terms of trying to remedy the situation, even those platforms as a whole?
Also, I think when they say that, they're just covering all the legal loopholes. But by the time you're reporting and they get back to you after 7 days, what pain has somebody gone through? There's a lady who committed suicide, a 23-year-old girl, because of social media bashing. Well, she committed suicide within 11 hours of being bashed. If you report, they'll get back to you maybe after 3, 4, 5 days. You understand? So we just need to be responsible. But aside of being responsible, because we will not eradicate cyberbullying. There are crazy people out there. So I think what needs to happen is if you throw yourself out there, just know what is coming at you. And sometimes it's always good to take a break from this pressure. If you know you can't handle, just get out a bit, get some breathing space. Because let me tell you, there are ruthless people out there. You understand what I'm saying? As he said, and if I said something, I've just thought about it. 2 say just tweets. If 100 people say the same things, and it's 100 different people giving 2 tweets, but it's one person reading all those tweets. So that person is being bombarded. And the problem is that when you read almost the same thing, you start believing that is you. Because somebody has just retweeted, said, just enhanced what the first person said, and then you start asking yourself, oh, you mean I'm not this good? I'm actually a very useless human being. So what I'm going to do, you start hearing the wrong voices and you commit suicide. Now, we just need to build thick skin, but I know it takes time. Because by the time you get into a place, you can just laugh it off. There were maybe 2 years of pain at the beginning. Where I am now, I wasn't 4 years ago. But let's not forget there's somebody who is where I was 4 years ago today. You understand? And they may not be able to handle it. Right. That is why I said at the top is that identity is key. That do not live for the likes primarily. Identity is key. Now I want to hear from you, Claire, maybe just a parting shot, and do you feel like enough has been said and enough has been done, and what can you say on the matter?
I would like to give it a very individual approach, because the issues and the experiences that people have are very, very individual and unique to them. And so the most important thing that people need to know is first believe in yourself. Because if I do not believe in yourself, Carl Rogers says, this is one psychologist, he says, sometimes we allow the feedback that has been given to us to shape us, that we forget who we were authentically. Mm-hmm. And as Burali has said, if I keep hearing the external voices and I believe in them, then self-fulfilling prophecies, I will actually just become that. But if I'm able to be guided and just believe, just remember the person that I am, believe and listen to the inner voice. One thing that I would like to, a proposition that I like to make is encourage people to have positive self-talk. Right. This is what she says about me, but that is not really who I am. So can I say something good to myself? I can counter negativity around me by telling myself positive things, because we tend to believe ourselves more. We tend to believe what we tell ourselves more compared to what we hear from other people. So if you make it a practice to listen to yourself and to believe in yourself, then you realize with time you become a very psychologically healthy person.
And then finally, also I want to hear from you. You can briefly talk about this whole matter altogether. Has enough been done? And especially when you look at these platforms such as Kilimani Moms or maybe Kenyans on Twitter and all these other platforms that are notorious for defaming people, what more needs to be done to actually remedy the situation?
As much as they have said on self-acceptance, I think we are the very, very people who do the very comments. At times, if we take it by ourselves and watch whatever we tell others, we maybe in a way or the other have impacted the other person. for instance, you said 2 tweets, another person 2 tweets, 100 people, that will be a pile on someone. But what if that person who is doing the 2 tweets changes it to something positive? Like, you don't have to do the negative comments. You don't have to bully someone. It doesn't add you anything. You don't have to do it. If you have that negative energy, you can just find something else and do to get away with it, rather than taking it to someone else to vent on him. So, and
right. Sorry to cut you short. My director is telling me our time is almost up, and I just want to get that final comment from you and final view, especially since she's talking about we are the same people that go out and actually do the same things and even talk about people behind, online rather. And what do you have to say about this, knowing that also you actually openly share your own experiences on social media?
I think for me the most important thing is to remind people that it costs you nothing to be kind. And you have to remember that your comments online are permanent, they're forever. You can delete that tweet, but someone took a screenshot. So the day you grow up out of that phase of your life and you become someone more mature, you'll be 87 and people remind you about those 3 years you were very silly. You'll be reminded for the rest of your life. So that's something you have to be cognizant of. So it really costs you nothing to be kind. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And now it's actually time for our game, but I'd like to request for my director to pass me over the games. We're actually going to play some games because, we always end up show on a high note, right? And I'm sure you guys like games, don't you? I'm sure you do. So basically, this is going to be a little different. And of course, we didn't give you a brief of this, but I'm sure we'll have a little bit of fun. And what I will ask is, I'll start with Robert Burale. Your phones have to be on right now. Please take out your phones. We left them there. Your phones are on?
Yeah.
All right. Your phones, do you have your phone? Yes. As you get your phones out, I'm requesting you to put your internet on. And then what we will do with this game is that my guests will actually pick a paper from here. And as they pick a paper, whatever it shows on the piece of paper, say for example, Facebook or YouTube, then you have to go on social media and show us what was the last thing that you were viewing, for example, there. And you have to be honest, right? Yes. Whoa. So that's quite interesting, right? My Madam Director will actually tell me why we chose this game, but I'm sure it's going to be fun. So let's start right here with Mr. Ram. I'm sure you're already online. Yeah. Just pick a paper and then...
Let's have to.
Yes. Okay, fantastic. So you can open and tell us what it says.
Facebook.
Facebook. So open your Facebook account.
Okay.
And then honestly share what it is that you were actually going through on Facebook a few moments ago.
Coronavirus.
Right.
Okay. So yeah. So my last post on Facebook.
Your last post on Facebook
was on the 3rd of February, and it was a quote from it was a Bible verse that I found a new meaning for.
So I need you to turn to this camera. Take a look at this camera as you say that.
Okay. So my last post on Facebook was on the 3rd of February, and it was a Bible verse that I found a meaning for in popular culture. This is Ecclesiastes 7 verse 9, and it loosely actually translates to Hii maisha haitaki makasiriko.
Hii maisha haitaki makasiriko. Nice one. So you can actually do this.
Yeah.
My director is requesting that you do that to show us.
This one is, that's
yes, indeed. All right.
Yeah.
That's actually true. Well done. Yes, good job. Now I will pass this over to the next beautiful lady here. Kindly pick a paper.
Wow, what's up?
What's up? And what does the question say?
Show us which family member you have blocked to see your status. Show us your last text with my spouse.
So the family member that you have blocked from your status. Okay.
Wow. Okay, this is interesting. Let me see.
Have you blocked any family member?
My family members, no. But
okay.
Friends, yes.
But friends, yes.
Yes.
All right, so there you have a pass on that, and there was another question on there?
Yeah, my last text with my spouse.
Okay.
Wow.
That's a risky one.
Yeah, okay, I don't have a spouse.
Yeah.
Maybe, let's say, my last text with my dad, maybe.
With your dad.
Yeah.
All right, okay, that's fine.
Oh.
This is your camera?
Yeah, so my last text with my dad was, yes, thanks, Dad, and have a good night.
Fantastic.
On Monday, yeah.
On a Monday, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Me too.
That's the last time you spoke to your dad, on Monday.
Yeah.
Fantastic, interesting. Mine was a couple of moments ago. All right, thank you for that. Thank you for that honesty. Amazing. Remember, our topic for today is cyberbullying, and I would like you to pick up your check-in. Perhaps you can actually just pick one right now. Yes. And so let's go through this really quickly. Yes, Miss Claire. What does it say?
It's of which destination was the most expensive?
You can read out the question out loud. Yes.
Show us a receipt of which destination was the most expensive you have ever been charged.
Okay.
I don't think I'll have the receipt right now,
Yeah.
but the most expensive destination that I've ever been charged, I was crossing from Karen Dehab to Eastlands.
Yeah.
It was raining cats and dogs. It was the traffic was crazy.
Right.
And I had to arrive. So
Right.
it was expensive.
All right. Thank you for that. And finally, last but not least.
All right. Show us which trip your Uber driver got you lost. None? Have you ever been lost by an Uber driver, and where? Not at all.
Not at all.
Yes.
Okay, nice. All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me tonight and this evening. Remember, you've been watching Fridates, and we have had a very interesting conversation around cyberbullying and tried to delve into how we can actually solve this. And a lot of it has come down to the fact that we as individuals play a pivotal role when it comes to even just bullying other people, or when we post our information out there, we should remember that we should actually remember that the information is no longer in our control. So thank you very much for that, and the whole team that put this show together. That's Leangare and Magdalene Wanjiku. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.